A moment of silence for 29 people who were killed in 2 separate attacks in northern Burkina Faso last week. One of the attacks happened at a location where Al Jazeera was filming just a day earlier. A minibus carrying civilians drove over a landmine. 15 people were killed. Heads of state who attended this emergency summit, organized by the regional bloc ECOWAS, raised concern about the increasing number of cross-border attacks by armed groups in the Sahel. They're also worried the violence could spread to other coastal countries.
In the last 6 months, there have been many terrorist attacks with serious consequences. Violence and insecurity has caused an unprecedented humanitarian crisis. Millions of people are displaced in the region.
The summit brought together presidents from Sahel countries, known as the G5, mandated to fight terrorism and illegal migration across borders. Representatives from other West African countries affected by armed groups like Boko Haram were also here. They agreed to share intelligence, have joint patrols along the borders, invest in training security forces, and so on. They also pledged $1 billion within 5 years for counter-terrorism activities.
We have asked the defense and security ministers to put together a practical proposal on how the ECOWAS standby force can be deployed to help.
Some security analysts say regional efforts to contain the crisis have not quite been effective in the past because of conflicting interests by individual countries and regional organizations, as well as competition for resources and visibility. Others say that a military intervention on its own cannot work without a development agenda.
The fight against terrorism is not only about deploying troops. There are many regions that have been neglected by governments for years. People are poor and frustrated. The issue of disparity must be addressed.
There have been more than 2,000 attacks by armed groups in the Sahel in the last few years. Just over 11,000 people have been killed. In Burkina Faso, many of the displaced have sought refuge in schools, camps set up by the government and aid workers, as well as with well-wishers in safer areas where they fled to. Their leaders say the action plan they've endorsed is solid. Implementing it, though, will be the harder part. Catherine Soy, Al Jazeera, Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso.